We don't serve your kind here, especially not in your condition." The manager's eyes flicked to Brianna's pregnant belly, then to her dark skin, disgust twisting his face. Before she can respond, splash, the waitress dumps ice water over her head. Freezing water soaks through her dress, drenches her 8-month pregnant belly. The baby kicks frantically. Brianna gasps. The restaurant freezes. White faces stare. No one helps. Derek's voice rises. "Black women like you think you can walk into places you don't belong. Get out before I call the cops on you." Brianna's hands shake. Not from fear, from controlled rage. Her phone captured everything. What happens in the next 24 hours will destroy them. They have no idea who they just humiliated. 15 minutes earlier, Brianna Hayes steps through the glass doors of Elite Restaurant like she owns the place. Because technically she does, though nobody here knows that yet. Her Hermes bag catches the light. Her tailored maternity blazer hugs her pregnant frame perfectly. At 8 months, she's glowing, confident, expensive. But the moment hostess Brittany sees her, something shifts. Brittany's smile freezes. Her eyes dart from Brianna's face to her belly, then back again. The pause lasts 3 seconds too long. "Do you have a reservation?" The question drips with doubt, like Brianna wandered in from the wrong neighborhood. "Hayes, party of 1, 8:30. Brianna's voice is calm, professional. Brittany's fingers hover over the iPad. Her eyes scan the screen, and Brianna catches it. The reservation is right there. Brianna can see her own name from across the podium. I'm not seeing it." Brittany's lie is smooth, practiced. Brianna doesn't argue. She waits. Finally, Brittany sighs like she's doing charity work. "Well, I suppose we can squeeze you in." The dining room is half empty. Pristine white tablecloths, soft lighting, couples laughing over wine. But Brittany doesn't lead her to any of those tables. Instead, Brianna gets table 34, shoved in the corner, next to the kitchen doors where servers rush past every 30 seconds. The smell of grease cuts through the lavender candles. A white couple arrives 5 minutes after Brianna. No reservation. They're seated center room, near the windows, with apologies about the short wait. Brianna notices everything. She always does. She's not here to enjoy a meal. She's here to finish her investigation. Her venture capital firm, Elevation Fund, is about to inject $90 million into Heritage Restaurant Group, the corporation that owns this place and 21 others. This is her 5th secret visit in 3 weeks, and every single time she's documented the same pattern. She opens her tablet discreetly, pulls up the internal HR portal she has access to as a majority stakeholder. 25 complaints about selective service in 6 months. 25. Every single one dismissed as misunderstanding or no evidence. Her water arrives 18 minutes late. Warm, no lemon. Waitress Megan approaches, fake smile plastered on. "Something simple for you tonight?" The word simple comes out like an insult, like Brianna can't possibly afford anything else. Brianna meets her eyes. The chef's tasting menu, the full experience, $245. Megan's eyebrow arches. "Are you sure? It's quite expensive." She emphasizes expensive like she's talking to a child. "I'm sure." Across the room, manager Derek watches from the service station. He notices Brianna's tablet, her notes, the way she's photographing the room. His jaw tightens. He leans toward Megan, whispers something. Megan nods. And just like that, Brianna knows. They've decided she's a problem. They have no idea what kind of problem she actually is. Why does a manager fear a pregnant black woman with a notebook? Keep watching, because what he doesn't know is about to cost him everything. Brianna waits. And waits. Her first course arrives 40 minutes late. The plate is cold. The presentation is sloppy, sauce smeared on the rim like someone dropped it. This is supposed to be a $245 tasting menu. 2 tables over, a white couple who arrived after her is already on their 3rd course. Their server hovers, attentive, refilling wine before glasses are empty. They receive a complimentary amuse-bouche, a delicate scallop on a silver spoon. Brianna receives nothing. She photographs her sad, cold plate, timestamps it. The flash catches Derek's attention from across the room. He strides over, suddenly appearing at her table, looming. "Ma'am, is there a problem?" His tone is all fake concern, but his eyes are hard. "You seem distracted." Brianna looks up calmly. "Just documenting my experience. I like to remember details. Derek's jaw clenches. Photography isn't permitted in the restaurant. You're disrupting other guests. Brianna glances around the dining room. 3 people are actively taking Instagram photos of their food right now. One woman is doing a full video pan of the room. I see several others photographing their meals. They have permission. The lie doesn't even make him blink. Brianna slowly sets her phone down, screen facing up, never breaking eye contact. Understood. It's not submission. It's strategy. And Derek doesn't recognize the difference. He walks away but signals Megan with a sharp head tilt. The message is clear. Make this worse. Brianna pulls her phone back out, opens her notes app. Types quickly. 8:52 p.m. First course arrived cold, 40 minutes late, 8:54 p.m. Manager Derek Wallace threatened me for photographing food while permitting white customers to do same witness count. 12 tables, 8 staff members present. Her baby kicks hard. Brianna winces, hand on her belly. The baby always knows when she's stressed. It's okay, little one, she whispers. Mama's just gathering evidence. She flags Megan politely. Excuse me, could I get some more water? With ice this time, please? Megan snatches the glass with a huff. She disappears for 9 minutes. When she returns, she doesn't place the glass down gently. She slams it. Water sloshes over the rim, splashing across the table, soaking Brianna's tablet case. No apology, no napkins offered. Megan just walks away. Brianna dabs at the water with her own napkin, jaw tight. Around her, other diners pretend not to notice. Their eyes slide away, uncomfortable but unwilling to intervene. This is what it's always like. The 1,000 small cruelties, the daily humiliations, the silent witnesses who see everything and do nothing. Derek watches from his station, arms crossed, satisfied. He thinks he's winning. He has no idea that every insult, every delay, every act of disrespect is building Brianna's case and her fury. How much more will they push before Brianna breaks? Or is she waiting for something else entirely? Keep watching, because this is just the beginning. 1 hour passes. Brianna's second course never comes. She watches couple after couple receive their meals. Watches servers glide past her table like she's invisible. Her Apple Watch shows 9:48 p.m. She's been here for 78 minutes and received exactly 1 cold, pathetic appetizer. Her baby kicks again, harder this time. Brianna rubs her belly, breathing through the discomfort. At 8 months pregnant, sitting this long is painful. Her back aches. Her feet are swollen in her heels, but she doesn't leave. Not yet. Finally, Megan approaches, but she's not carrying food. She's carrying a bill. We need to close out your tab. Megan drops the receipt on the table without looking at her. Brianna's eyes narrow. I haven't received my meal. Megan shrugs. Kitchen's backed up. We can't guarantee service tonight. Then she adds, voice dripping with condescension. Maybe try somewhere more casual next time, like Applebee's or IHOP. The tables around them go quiet. Everyone's listening now. Brianna feels the heat of their stares. Some faces show sympathy. Most show nothing. Just that careful blankness people wear when they witness injustice but don't want to get involved. She keeps her voice level, professional. I'd like to speak with the owner. Megan's smirk widens. Owner's not here, but Derek's the manager. Oh, wait, you already pissed him off. Watch your language, Megan. Derek appears like he was waiting for his cue. He plants himself at the table, arms crossed. Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to pay and leave. You're making other guests uncomfortable. The accusation is so absurd it almost makes Brianna laugh. I'm making them uncomfortable? Her voice cracks slightly, the first emotion she's let slip. I've been sitting here for over an hour. You've served everyone around me. I'm 8 months pregnant, and you've given me cold food and warm water. And now you're saying I'm the problem? Derek's face reddens. Don't play that card with me. This is about your attitude, your constant photographing, your entitlement. My entitlement? Brianna's voice drops low, dangerous. To basic human decency? To the service I'm paying for? You people always... Derek catches himself, but the words are already out there, hanging in the air. You always think the world owes you something. There it is, the truth behind every sneer, every delay, every insult. Brianna stands slowly, gathering her Hermes bag, her tablet, her coat. Her hands tremble, not from fear, but from the effort of containing her rage. I'd like my water to go, please. It's a test. She knows what's coming. Megan glances at Derek. He gives the smallest nod. Megan grabs the full glass from Brianna's table, picks it up, steps closer. For one suspended moment, their eyes lock. Brianna sees it clearly, the hatred, the satisfaction, the cruelty. Then Megan tips the glass forward, slowly, deliberately. Ice water cascades over Brianna's head, drenches her hair, her face, her $1,500 dress, soaks her pregnant belly. The cold shocks her system. Her baby kicks frantically, startled. Brianna gasps, hands flying to her stomach protectively. The restaurant erupts in gasps. But nobody moves. Nobody helps. Nobody intervenes. Derek doesn't reprimand Megan. He just holds the door open, voice loud enough for everyone to hear. I think it's time for you to leave. Now! Before I call the police and have you removed for causing a disturbance. Water drips from Brianna's braids onto the marble floor. Her mascara runs. Her body shakes. But she doesn't cry. She picks up her phone, still recording from her bag. Meets Derek's eyes one last time. You're going to regret this. Derek laughs, actually laughs. Is that a threat? Everyone here saw you causing problems. Good luck with that. Brianna walks toward the exit, water squishing in her designer heels. 50 people watch her leave. Not one speaks up. The door closes behind her. Derek and Megan high-five at the service station. They think they won. They have 18 hours left before their entire world collapses. What does Brianna know that they don't? And why isn't she crying? Why is she smiling as she reaches her car? Keep watching. This is where the revenge begins. Brianna sits in her Tesla. Engine off. Parking lot silent. Water drips from her hair onto leather seats. Her ruined dress clings cold to her skin. Her baby kicks frantically, sensing her mother's rage. She should be crying. Anyone else would be. But Brianna Hayes isn't anyone else. Her phone is still recording. She plays it back. Crystal clear audio, every insult. The splash. Derek's voice. You people always think the world owes you something. Perfect. She uploads 3 backup copies to encrypted cloud storage, timestamps everything, then opens her contacts. James Whitmore, Heritage CEO. He answers immediately. Brianna, how was tonight's? They threw water on me, James. Her voice is ice. Your manager and waitress at Elite just assaulted a pregnant woman in front of 50 witnesses because I'm black. Silence. Then, what? Brianna, I'll handle this right now. No, you'll handle it my way. I'm invoking Clause 8, the morality clause. You have 24 hours to terminate everyone involved. Derek Wallace, Megan Foster, and every regional manager who buried complaints. Or I pull my $90 million, go public with this recording, and my father files federal charges. Against Heritage. Against you. Brianna, please? 18 hours now, James. Timer started when the water hit my face. She hangs up. Next call, Dad, Judge Warren Hayes. Baby girl, it's late. Daddy, they threw water on me, on your pregnant daughter, in front of everyone, because they thought I was nobody. The silence is terrifying. When he speaks, his voice is deadly quiet. Names. I'm giving Heritage one chance to do the right thing, but have the papers ready. Federal discrimination suit, criminal assault charges, hate crime enhancement. They're already drafted. Third call. Sarah, assistant, pull everything. All site visits, all HR complaints, every financial document. Analysis by 6 a.m. Tell Thomas to prep for hostile extraction. We might pull out of Heritage completely. On it. Final call. Simone, co-investor. Don't post anything yet, but be ready. Tomorrow's an earthquake. Brianna starts the car. In her rearview mirror through the restaurant window, she sees them. Derek and Megan, laughing, high-fiving. Derek pours premium whiskey, the bottle he never comps to customers. They toast. To victory. To putting entitled people in their place. They have no idea the woman they humiliated owns 40% of their company. They have no idea her father imprisoned 3 Fortune 500 CEOs. They have no idea her phone contains evidence that will destroy everything they have. Brianna watches them celebrate and smiles. Not a happy smile, a hunter's smile. Enjoy these 18 hours, she whispers, because when the sun rises, your world ends. She touches her belly. Mama's about to teach them a lesson, baby girl, about consequences. The Tesla pulls out of the parking lot silently, disappearing into the Atlanta night. Inside Elite, Derek and Megan laugh until closing time, completely unaware that corporate lawyers are already being woken up. that termination papers are being drafted, that their names are about to become a cautionary tale. 18 hours until Judgment Day. But right now, Derek's celebrating. He's texting his boss about his perfect handling of a problem customer. What he doesn't know, his boss is about to fire him. Keep watching. Derek's victory lap is about to become a death march. 11 p.m., elite restaurant closes. Derek locks the front door, exhales deeply, and grins. What a perfect night. He pulls out his phone, texts his regional manager, Paul Torrens. Had to remove a problem customer tonight, handled it perfectly. She was documenting everything, acting suspicious, playing victim. Megan was a rock star, thought you should know. Paul's response comes immediately. Good instincts. Can't let those types take advantage. You protected the brand. Well done. Derek shows the text to Megan, who's wiping down tables. See? Paul gets it. We did the right thing. He walks behind the bar, pours 2 glasses of Macallan 18, the $200 bottle he never, ever comps to guests. He hands one to Megan. To us, to maintaining standards. They clink glasses. The whiskey burns smooth. Megan laughs. Did you see her face when the water hit? Like she couldn't believe it? People like that always think they're special. They walk into places like this expecting to be treated like royalty. Derek takes another sip. This neighborhood used to mean something. Now every entitled person with a credit card thinks they belong here. He's been preaching this philosophy for years. It's kept him employed, promoted, praised. His restaurant has the highest profit margins in the region because he knows how to curate the clientele. That's what he calls it. Curation. Derek pulls up tomorrow's reservation list on his tablet, showing Megan. See? The Hendersons at 7. Senator Patterson's daughter at 8:30. The Whitmore family, they're old money. Been coming here for 3 generations. That's our customer base. That's who we protect this space for. Megan nods, absorbing every word. She's learned quickly. Discrimination gets rewarded here. Better shifts. Bigger tips from the right customers. Derek's approval. You think she'll try to complain? Megan asks. Derek laughs, actually laughs. To who? Corporate? I've been doing this for 12 years. I've had maybe 20 complaints total. Corporate always sides with management. Always. They don't care about one angry customer. They care about profit, and my numbers are untouchable. He refills their glasses. Besides, even if she does complain, it's her word against ours. And we have 50 witnesses who saw her causing a scene, photographing guests, refusing to leave when asked. His phone buzzes. A text from his fiancée. Coming home soon? Derek replies. Just wrapped up the best night ever. Promotion's definitely mine now. Love you. He finishes his whiskey, sets the glass down with satisfaction. Tomorrow he's going to call Paul about that regional manager position. After tonight's performance, protecting the brand, handling conflict decisively, he's proven he's ready for the next level. Derek doesn't check his email before bed. Doesn't see the automated message that arrived at 5:48 a.m. from Heritage Restaurant Group HR. He sleeps peacefully, dreaming of his promotion, his raise, his future. He has no idea he has 6 hours left before his entire life implodes. But while Derek sleeps, something's happening at Heritage headquarters. Corporate lawyers aren't sleeping. They're in an emergency meeting at 3 a.m., and what they're looking at on their screens is making them physically sick. Keep watching, because Derek's perfect night is about to become his worst nightmare. 3 a.m., Heritage Restaurant Group headquarters, Atlanta. James Whitmore hasn't slept. Can't sleep. He's in the emergency conference room with 3 people he never wanted to wake up. Patricia Newman, General Counsel. Daniel Brooks, HR Director Lisa Anderson, Brand VP. They're watching Brianna's recording on repeat. We don't serve your kind here. Splash. You people always think the world owes you something. Patricia closes her laptop. This is textbook discrimination, assault, federal civil rights charges, and if Brianna pulls her $90 million and goes public, our IPO collapses. We're leveraged beyond our reserves. We'll be bankrupt in 6 months. Daniel pulls up Derek's file. 15 complaints in 18 months, all from women of color. Everyone dismissed by Regional Manager Paul Torrens. Lisa clicks through more files. Paul's been protecting Derek because Elite has the highest profit margins, 28% above average. We've been rewarding racism because it was profitable. The room goes silent. James looks at the clock. 3:42 a.m. Options? Patricia doesn't hesitate. Terminate Derek, Megan, and Paul immediately. Close Elite. Give Brianna everything she wants and pray. Can we settle quietly? Patricia laughs bitterly. With Brianna Hayes? Her father put 3 Fortune 500 CEOs in prison. He doesn't settle. He destroys. And she doesn't need our money. She has leverage we can't buy. James makes the decision. Draft termination papers, all 3, effective immediately. Lock them out by 6 a.m. At 5:45 a.m., automated emails go out. Derek Wallace, Megan Foster, Paul Torrens. Your employment is terminated effective immediately for gross misconduct including discrimination, harassment, and assault. Do not report to work. Do not contact employees. Do not enter heritage property. The emails sit unread because all 3 are still sleeping, still dreaming about promotions and raises and futures that no longer exist. Derek's alarm is set for 6:30 a.m. He has 45 minutes left before his phone explodes with 51 missed calls and his entire world burns down. When Derek wakes up, he's going to try calling his boss, Paul, for help. Except Paul got the same email, and what Paul tells him will shatter Derek completely. Keep watching. The meltdown is next. 6:30 a.m. Derek's alarm screams. He slaps it off, yawning. Today's the day he asks Paul about that promotion. He checks his phone. 51 missed calls, his stomach drops. Email notification. Termination notice. Effective immediately. Derek's hands shake reading it. Gross misconduct including discrimination, harassment, and assault. Employment terminated. Do not report to work. Assault? He didn't touch anyone. Then he remembers. Megan, the water. But he just watched. He just stood there. He calls corporate HR. A woman answers, voice cold. Mr. Wallace, your termination is final. You're barred from all heritage properties. But why? You assaulted a pregnant woman on camera. We're cooperating with law enforcement. Click. Derek immediately dials Paul. His boss will fix this. Paul answers on the 6th ring. Don't ever call me again. Paul, I got fired. We're both fired, Paul's screaming. That woman? That's Brianna Hayes. Do you know who that is? Who? Google her. Now. Derek types with shaking fingers. Brianna Hayes, Managing Partner, Elevation Fund, Harvard MBA, $2.3 billion portfolio. He scrolls down, then sees it. B. Hayes, 40% controlling stakeholder, Heritage Restaurant Group. The phone falls from his hand. Paul's voice screams from the speaker. She owns us. Her fund was investing $90 million, and you let Megan dump water on her. Her father is Judge Warren Hayes. He sent CEOs to prison. Paul, I didn't know. I got terminated an hour ago. 15 years. Gone. Because you couldn't serve a black woman dinner. The line dies. Derek rushes to Elite in his pajamas. Maybe he can explain. Fix this. The restaurant is dark. Sign on door. Closed pending investigation. Security inside boxing documents. Derek tries his key. Doesn't work. Locks changed. He pounds the glass. Let me in. A guard opens the door slightly. You're trespassing. Leave or we call police. I'm the manager. Not anymore. Door closes. Derek stands frozen, watching strangers dismantle his life. His phone buzzes. Unknown number. This is Brianna Hayes. You didn't just lose your job. You lost your industry. Expect calls from the Georgia Department of Labor and the EEOC. You have 72 hours to get a lawyer. Use them wisely. Derek collapses on the curb. It's 8 a.m. His perfect night just became his complete destruction. And Brianna? She's just getting started. In 3 hours, Brianna's holding a press conference. It's going to be broadcast live, national news, social media, and what she reveals will make Derek's name infamous worldwide. Keep watching. The real revenge is about to go nuclear. 11 a.m., 24 hours after the water hit. The Elevation Fund conference room is packed. CNN, Fox News, NBC, local stations, The Root, TikTok influencers. Everyone's here because the press release promised something explosive. Brianna walks to the podium in a Navy power suit, pregnant belly unmistakable. Her father, Judge Warren Hayes, silver-haired, legendary, stands beside her. Behind them, a screen displays Elite's closed sign. The room goes silent. Brianna looks directly into cameras. My name is Brianna Hayes. 24 hours ago, I was assaulted at Elite Restaurant. A waitress dumped ice water over my head while I was 8 months pregnant. The manager watched, then ordered me out, because I'm black. She pauses. But here's what they didn't know. The screen changes, shows her LinkedIn, her credentials. I'm managing partner at Elevation Fund. We manage $2.3 billion, and my fund holds 40% of Heritage Restaurant Group, the parent company that owns Elite. Gasps ripple through the room. I wasn't enjoying dinner. I was conducting my 5th due diligence visit before finalizing a $90 million investment. New slide, a spreadsheet. What I discovered? Heritage has 128 discrimination complaints across 22 locations over 3 years. Only 4 resulted in discipline. The rest were dismissed. As long as profits stayed high, Heritage allowed systematic racism. Next slide, Derek's file. Derek Wallace had 15 complaints. 15. All from women of color. His regional manager buried them because Derek's location was most profitable. Racism as business strategy. A reporter shouts, "What do you want?" Brianna counts on her fingers. 1. Termination of all managers who ignored complaints. Done. 8 people fired at 6 a.m. today. 2. Permanent closure of Elite. Done. 3. Independent audit of all Heritage locations. 4. Mandatory anti-bias training for every employee. 5. $5 million diversity fund. 6. Independent worker advocate outside management. 7. Public apology from Heritage's CEO already received. And if they refuse, they won't. Because my fund pulls out, Heritage collapses, and my father files federal charges. She gestures to Judge Hayes. He steps forward, voice quiet but powerful. We've referred this to the Department of Justice for pattern and practice discrimination investigation. We will pursue this until every victim gets justice. A conservative reporter stands. Critics say you're destroying lives over one bad experience. Brianna's eyes lock on him. Derek destroyed his own life. Megan destroyed hers. They had power over me for 2 hours. They chose cruelty. Now I'm exercising my power, not for revenge, but for reform. Every person they humiliated gets justice now. That's not destruction. That's consequences. She leans into the microphone. They thought they could throw water on me and I'd disappear quietly. They thought I was nobody. They thought being pregnant and black made me powerless. They were wrong. The room erupts with questions. Brianna raises her hand. One more thing. Elite's property will become Second Chance's Bistro, training formerly incarcerated individuals for hospitality careers, affordable fine dining and real opportunities. She steps back. To everyone watching, your dignity is not negotiable. Document everything. Know your worth. The person you're dismissing today might hold your future tomorrow. Judge Hayes puts his arm around his daughter. They walk out as press explodes with questions. Within 30 minutes, the video is everywhere. Twitter, #Justice for Brianna trending worldwide. TikTok, 15 million views in 1 hour. Instagram, Gabrielle Union, Ava DuVernay, Trevor Noah reposting. The Root, she owns the restaurant that tried to humiliate her and just shut it down forever. CNN. When racism meets capitalism, VC dismantles restaurant empire after assault. Fox News tries spinning. Billionaire cancels small business workers. But the internet doesn't care. The internet wants justice. Derek Wallace watches from his apartment. His hands shake. His face is plastered across every screen. His phone rings non-stop. Reporters, angry strangers, death threats. His address gets leaked on Twitter. People are posting his photo with captions. "This is the face of racism. Never let this man work again." Megan's crying on her Instagram Live, begging forgiveness. Comments tear her apart. Paul Torrens is trending too, his LinkedIn flooded with messages calling him an enabler. Heritage's stock price plummets in shadow trading. 3 board members resign. Investors panic. And Brianna? She's at home, feet up, watching it all unfold. Her baby kicks. She smiles. That's right, baby girl. This is what accountability looks like. The video hits 52 million views in 24 hours. But the legal destruction? That's just beginning. Heritage is facing federal investigations. Derek's getting sued, and the entire restaurant industry is about to change forever. Keep watching, because the courtroom battles are next. The press conference ends. Brianna walks out, and Heritage Restaurant Group's world starts collapsing in real time. 3 hours later, James Whitmore stands at his own podium. He looks like he aged 20 years overnight. His hands shake holding the prepared statement. Sweat beads on his forehead despite the air conditioning. Heritage Restaurant Group apologizes unreservedly to Miss Brianna Hayes. His voice cracks. What happened at Elite was a complete violation of everything we claim to stand for. We failed. I failed. He lists the damage control measures like a man reading his own death sentence. Effective immediately, Derek Wallace, Megan Foster, and Paul Torrens are terminated. 5 additional regional managers who buried complaints are also terminated. 8 people total. Elite Restaurant is permanently closed. We're implementing every reform Miss Hayes demanded. A reporter shouts, "Is this just damage control?" James looks directly into the camera. "I don't know if it's enough, but we destroyed people's trust and now we have to earn it back. That takes years, not press releases." Behind closed doors, Heritage is hemorrhaging. The board meets in emergency session. 3 members resign immediately, unwilling to be associated with this scandal. Their names are in the headlines. Their reputations are tarnished. They run. 2 major investors pull out completely. $43 million gone. Heritage suddenly can't cover immediate obligations. Payroll is at risk. Vendors are calling. The company's shadow market value crashes 34% in one day. Investors panic. Creditors demand immediate payment. The planned IPO, the golden parachute that was supposed to make everyone rich, is dead. Completely dead. James calls Brianna that night. His voice is barely above a whisper. "Will you reconsider pulling your investment? Please. We can't survive without you." Silence. Then Brianna's calm voice. "I'll pause my decision. But you get monthly audits for 2 years, every location, every complaint. My people are embedded in your HR department now. They report to me, not you. 1 buried complaint, 1 missed deadline, and I pull every dollar." James closes his eyes. Understood. He saved his company. Barely. But he doesn't run it anymore. Brianna does. Derek Wallace wakes up to his second nightmare. The legal system. The Georgia Department of Labor arrives first. An investigator in a cheap suit sits across from Derek in a coffee shop, opens a folder thick with complaints. "Mr. Wallace, we're investigating pattern and practice discrimination at Elite during your tenure as manager. We have testimony from 32 customers, 13 former employees. Every single one describes the same behavior: selective service, racial profiling, hostile treatment." Derek tries to defend himself. "Those are just people complain about everything. Mr. Wallace, we have your text messages. We have video. We have 50 witnesses from the night you had Miss Hayes assaulted. This isn't a complaint. This is a federal case." Days pass like a slow-motion car crash. The EEOC files charges, federal charges, discrimination, hostile work environment, retaliation against employees who complained. Then Judge Warren Hayes' law firm drops the nuclear bomb. Civil lawsuit. $9 million in damages for assault, discrimination, emotional distress, and violation of civil rights. Derek's savings account holds $18,000. His lawyer quotes him $50,000 just to start building a defense. He calls his fiancée for support. She doesn't answer. She moved out 3 days ago, left a note on the kitchen counter. "I can't marry someone who does what you did. I'm ashamed I defended you." She took the dog. The apartment feels empty. Derek feels empty. His landlord serves eviction papers. Breach of lease? Bringing disrepute to the property? It's barely legal, but Derek can't afford to fight it. He sells his BMW, the car he was so proud of, the symbol of his success, just to pay his lawyer's retainer. Gets $12,000 for a car he bought for $38,000. The lawyer reviews the evidence, shakes his head. "Derek, you need to settle, immediately, before this destroys you completely." But Derek's pride is all he has left. "I didn't do anything wrong. This is cancel culture run wild. This is you on video enabling assault against a pregnant woman. Your texts prove intent. You will lose at trial." The lawyer slams the folder shut. "Settle now while you still have options." Derek fires him. "You're supposed to defend me, not surrender." The lawyer walks out, muttering about impossible clients. Megan Foster's destruction runs parallel. Criminal charges, simple assault. In Georgia, dumping water on someone is legally assault. The prosecutor wants maximum penalty because the victim was pregnant. She loses her apartment. Landlord forces her out with 30 days' notice. Her Instagram becomes a war zone. Death threats, doxing, her address posted publicly. People recognize her at the grocery store and scream at her in the aisles. She can't get hired anywhere. Every restaurant Googles her name and goes silent. One manager is brutally honest. "Your face is everywhere. Customers would walk out. I can't hire you." Megan moves back in with her parents in rural Georgia, takes a night shift at a gas station hoping no one recognizes her. Her mother cries, watching the news. "You made a mistake, baby. Everyone makes mistakes." But deep down, even her mother knows, this wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. Paul Torrens, the enabler, has it worst. 15 years with Heritage, gone. Pension forfeited because termination was for cause. He's specifically named in the EEOC lawsuit as the person who systematically buried complaints for profit. The person who enabled Derek for years. His wife watches Brianna's press conference, files for divorce the next day. I didn't marry an enabler. I didn't marry someone who protects racists for money. Their life savings evaporate into legal fees within weeks. Paul's LinkedIn is flooded. You're worse than the racists. You knew and did nothing. His 16-year-old daughter gets bullied at school. Kids taunt her. Your dad protects racists. She comes home crying, begging to transfer schools. Paul drinks heavily now, sits in the dark, wondering how protecting one manager's profit margins destroyed his marriage, his career, his daughter's happiness, everything. The story dominates every platform for over a week. CNN runs a primetime special, The Reckoning, How One Assault Exposed an Industry. The New York Times Sunday feature, Brianna Hayes and Accountability Capitalism. 60 Minutes does a full segment, When the Customer Owns the Company, Inside the Elite Scandal. Social media goes supernova. TikTok videos hit 200 million cumulative views. Creators make reaction videos, breakdowns, explainers. One video shows the moment Megan dumps the water, slowed down, with text overlay. This is the most expensive glass of water in American history. 68 million views. Twitter trends for 8 straight days. #justice. For Brianna, #dignity is not negotiable. Brianna Hayes. Elite restaurant scandal. Celebrities amplify it everywhere. Gabrielle Union. This is power wielded correctly. Brianna Hayes is everything. Trevor Noah dedicates an entire Daily Show segment to it, calling it the revenge of the century. Ava DuVernay. Strategic, patient, devastating. This is how you change systems, not just punish individuals. Naturally, conservative media tries spinning it. Fox News runs segments. Billionaire destroys working-class lives and where's the due process? But even conservative viewers split. Comments flood in. I'm conservative, but what Derek did was disgusting. She had every right. The scandal hits other Heritage locations immediately. Employees at 3 restaurants file their own discrimination complaints, emboldened by Brianna's stand. Health inspectors suddenly discover violations at 2 Heritage locations, suspiciously timed but perfectly legal. Reservations plummet, 68% cancellation rate across all Heritage properties. The National Restaurant Association issues emergency guidance on anti-discrimination policies to every member restaurant in America. Insurance companies start offering premium discounts for establishments with certified anti-bias training. Harvard Business School adds Brianna's case to curriculum within 3 weeks. Strategic accountability in private equity investment. Other industries take notice. Tech companies audit their HR practices. Retail chains review complaint procedures. Everyone's terrified they could be next. One viral tweet sums it up. Brianna Hayes just changed how every company in America handles discrimination complaints. That's power. 300,000 retweets. Heritage Restaurant Group teeters on bankruptcy. James works 18-hour days trying to save what's left. Derek's court-appointed lawyer finally breaks through his denial. You will lose at trial. The video is devastating. Your texts prove intent. 50 witnesses saw everything. You settle now or you lose everything forever. Derek signs. His hand shakes so badly he can barely write his name. The terms are brutal. Pay Brianna $150,000. Money he doesn't have. Debt he'll carry for decades. Public apology video. Lifetime ban from hospitality and customer-facing work. 200 hours community service at a civil rights organization. Name entered into Georgia's new discrimination registry. Searchable, permanent, forever. The apology video goes live. Derek sits in a bare room reading a lawyer-written script. His voice is flat, robotic, dead inside. I apologize to Miss Hayes for my actions. I take full responsibility. He's not sorry. He's just cornered. Broken. Destroyed. 8 million views. 96% dislikes. Comments eviscerate him. Megan's settlement comes next. $50,000. Her parents mortgage their house to help, but her apology is different. Real tears. No script. Genuine pain. I was wrong. I hurt someone who didn't deserve it. I'm volunteering at a women's shelter, taking bias training, reading everything I can. I'm trying to grow. It doesn't undo what I did, but I'm trying. 12 million views. Comments are split. Some forgive, some don't. Brianna watches both videos from home, hand on her pregnant belly. She doesn't feel triumph, just exhaustion. But the settlements are public record, permanent, attached to their names forever. Derek blamed everyone but himself. Megan owned her mistake. One might have a future, the other destroyed his completely. But Derek's nightmare isn't finished. The Georgia Civil Rights Commission schedules his hearing. What happens there will end any hope he has left. Keep watching. The final judgment is coming. 3 months later, Georgia Civil Rights Commission hearing room. Derek Wallace sits at a table, 30 pounds lighter, wearing a cheap Goodwill suit, unshaven, hollow eyes. A man who hasn't slept in months. His court-appointed lawyer sits beside him, already defeated. The room is packed. Reporters, civil rights advocates, Derek's victims wanting to watch justice delivered. Commission Chair Linda Morrison, a black woman in her 60s with sharp eyes, calls the hearing to order. Mr. Wallace, this commission has reviewed extensive evidence of discrimination during your tenure at Elite. We'll hear from those affected. Maria Gonzalez testifies first. Derek told me to speak only English because Spanish made customers uncomfortable. When I complained, he cut my shifts from 30 hours to 4. I had 2 kids to feed. I quit because I couldn't survive. Jerome Thompson goes next. I waited 90 minutes for a table Derek said was reserved. Then he seated a white couple who arrived after me. When I asked, he said this restaurant might not be my speed. I'm a surgeon making $400,000 a year, but he saw my skin and decided I didn't belong. Laura Anderson, former hostess. Derek ordered me to seat black and brown customers away from windows. He called it ambiance management. I was 19. I needed the job. I'm ashamed now. But Derek created that environment. Testimony after testimony. 32 customers, 18 employees. The pattern is undeniable. This wasn't one bad night. This was years of systematic cruelty. Derek's lawyer tries defending. My client was following regional directives to maintain a specific demographic. Chair Morrison cuts him off, voice ice cold. That's not a defense. That's a confession. The lawyer sits. Then Derek's turn to speak. This is his moment, his chance to show remorse, growth, understanding. He stands and makes excuses. I have a family to support. I did what I had to do. Everyone in this industry does it. They're just better at hiding it. His voice rises, bitter. You're making an example of me because she's rich and powerful. If she was regular, nobody would care. The room goes silent, shocked. Derek keeps digging. I followed my boss's policies. I protected the brand. I did my job. And now my life is destroyed because one entitled woman weaponized her privilege. Chair Morrison leans forward slowly. Mr. Wallace, you had hundreds of opportunities to choose differently. You chose cruelty. You chose to humiliate a pregnant woman, then blame her for holding you accountable. She pauses. Even now, after losing everything, you blame everyone but yourself. You've learned nothing. You're not sorry you did it. You're sorry you got caught. Derek's face reddens, but he stays silent. The commission deliberates 18 minutes. The ruling is devastating. $25,000 fine. Barred from management positions in Georgia for 10 years. Name permanently in state discrimination registry. 500 hours teaching anti-bias workshops. He'll explain what he did wrong, over and over, for years. Derek sits motionless. His lawyer touches his shoulder. Derek shrugs him off. Underscore. Megan's hearing is different. She enters head down. She's been volunteering at a women's shelter for 3 months, completed 2 bias training programs, started a blog documenting her journey unlearning prejudice. She speaks without notes, voice shaking. What I did was unforgivable. I hurt someone just trying to exist. I decided she didn't belong. I was wrong, completely wrong. Tears stream. I'm not asking forgiveness. I'm asking for a chance to do better. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm trying. Chair Morrison's voice softens slightly. Miss Foster, you were complicit in a terrible act, but you've demonstrated genuine remorse and effort to change. Megan's ruling, $5,000 fine, 2 years probation, 100 hours community service, continued bias training, still harsh, but merciful compared to Derek's. Because Megan owned her actions. Derek blamed the world. Underscore, 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 underscore. As Derek leaves the courthouse, a reporter shouts, "Any regrets, Mr. Wallace?" Derek turns, face twisted with bitterness. "Yeah, I regret she didn't pick a different restaurant that night. Even now, after everything, he doesn't get it. He never will." But Derek and Megan are just two people. What about the systems that enabled them? 6 months later, something's happening across America's restaurants. A revolution. Keep watching, because the real change is just beginning. 6 months after the water hit Brianna's face, the ripples have become a tsunami. Heritage Restaurant Group transforms. All 22 locations now display customer bill of rights at every entrance. Bold, impossible to miss. Every customer deserves dignity and equal service regardless of race, religion, or background. If you experience discrimination, call this number. We investigate within 24 hours. Anonymous reporting systems installed, audited by external civil rights organizations, not corporate. The result? 0 discrimination complaints in 5 months. 0. And profitability? It increases. Customer reviews skyrocket. Reservations flood in. Treating everyone with dignity is good business. Brianna keeps her $90 million invested but maintains iron oversight, monthly audits, surprise visits, her people embedded in HR. James tells a conference, "We thought discrimination was profitable. We were wrong. Brianna didn't destroy our company. She saved it." The industry shifts nationwide. The National Restaurant Association adopts Heritage's reforms. They call it the Hayes Protocol. 14 states introduce legislation requiring bias training for hospitality managers. Insurance companies offer 15 to 20% discounts for restaurants with certified anti-bias policies. Yelp adds a feature. Discrimination complaint history. Restaurants can't hide anymore. Harvard, Stanford, Wharton teach Brianna's case. Strategic accountability in corporate governance. The elite property transforms. The building that housed hatred now houses hope. Second Chances Bistro opens, a non-profit training restaurant staffed by formerly incarcerated individuals learning hospitality skills. James Beard-winning chefs volunteer as mentors, fine dining at working-class prices, a community hub where everyone belongs, waitlist for trainee positions, over 200 people. One trainee, Antoine, tells reporters, "Elite represented everything wrong with this industry. This place represents everything it could be. Brianna Hayes gave me a future." Brianna's evolution. She launches the Dignity Fund, $50 million investing in minority-owned hospitality businesses. She partners with 12 black venture capitalists, auditing every portfolio company for discrimination. She becomes the face of conscious capitalism. Profit with principles. Invited to speak at the Democratic National Convention. She turns it down. "I'm not a politician. I'm just someone who refused to stay silent." Cultural impact, #dignity is not negotiable becomes a movement. Customers document everything now. One viral video can change company policies overnight. Businesses realize reputation is fragile. One moment of discrimination destroys decades of brand building. The Brianna Hayes effect enters business vocabulary. When someone reveals hidden power to enforce systemic change. Derek becomes a cautionary tale. His name is permanently Googleable. Every job application dies with a search. He works night shifts at a warehouse now, unloading trucks, invisible, broken, lives alone, no fiancé, no friends. His parents stopped calling after he blamed them for his failures. He still thinks he's the victim, still doesn't understand. Megan rebuilds slowly. She gets hired at Second Chances Bistro, dishwasher to server to assistant manager, training others in inclusive service. She writes Brianna, "You changed my life by holding me accountable. I'm trying to be worthy of that second chance." Brianna doesn't respond, but she donates anonymously to Second Chances, to scholarship funds, to anti-bias workshops. Not because she forgives, because she believes in transformation. The restaurant industry will never be the same. One glass of water, one woman who refused silence, one strategic, devastating response. An entire system forced to change. But what about Brianna, when she holds her baby daughter? When she looks back on everything, the personal cost, the victory, keep watching, the epilogue reveals what revenge really cost her and what it gave her. 9 months after the water hit. Hospital room, Atlanta. Brianna sits in bed, her newborn daughter sleeping on her chest. 8 pounds, 3 ounces. Perfect. Her father, Judge Warren Hayes, stands by the window, eyes wet. Her husband holds her hand. The TV plays softly. Breaking news. Another heritage location earned Model Workplace certification, the 3rd this month. Brianna looks at her daughter, Emma, named after her grandmother, a civil rights activist who marched with Dr. King. Your mama fought for you before you were even born, baby girl, because I want you growing up in a world where your dignity is never questioned. Emma grips Brianna's finger. Judge Hayes kisses his daughter's forehead. You changed the world, baby girl. Brianna shakes her head. I just refuse to accept what they tried to make normal. Her phone buzzes. Email from James. Month 9 audit complete, 0 complaints. Culture transformation exceeding projections. Thank you for not giving up on us. Brianna smiles faintly. She didn't do this for gratitude. She did it because silence is complicity. Reflection. People ask, was it worth it? The stress, the media, the death threats? Her answer, the one she'll tell Emma someday. I shouldn't have had to fight. That's the tragedy. In 2025, a pregnant woman should eat dinner without fearing humiliation. But since I did have to, yes, 1,000 times over. Derek and Megan thought location gave them power, but power isn't about space. It's about preparation, leverage, knowing your worth. Brianna didn't shout that night, didn't threaten. She documented, stayed calm, acted strategically. Some say she ruined Derek's life. No. Derek ruined his own life through years of cruel choices. Brianna just held up a mirror and refused to let him look away. Real change isn't revenge. It's restructuring systems so the next woman, without resources, without connections, without power, doesn't fight this battle alone. That's why she focused on policies, not just punishment. Emma will hear this story growing up. Brianna hopes she learns. You don't fight injustice by being louder. You fight by being smarter, more prepared, more patient. You fight not just for yourself, but for everyone who can't. Final scene. Brianna looks out at the Atlanta skyline, sunset painting the sky orange and pink. Somewhere in that city, Second Chance's Bistro serves its 200th trainee. Somewhere, a manager thinks twice before dismissing a customer. Somewhere, a young black woman documents her experience because Brianna taught her. Receipts matter. A card on her bedside table. Anonymous. You didn't just stand up for yourself. You stood up for all of us. Thank you for not backing down. Brianna doesn't need recognition, but she's glad the fight mattered. She closes her eyes holding Emma. She changed an industry, held giants accountable, proved grace under pressure is the ultimate power move. Her father sits beside her. Takes her hand. I'm proud of you, not just for what you did, for how you did it. Strategic, controlled, devastating. You didn't just win, you changed the rules. Brianna looks at Emma sleeping peacefully, oblivious to the storm her mother weathered to make the world better. The moral appears on screen. Dignity is not negotiable, and karma keeps perfect receipts. Brianna Hayes took a glass of water to the face and turned it into a revolution. Not through violence, not through rage, through patience, power, and perfect documentation. She didn't just get revenge, she got justice, and that's forever. Direct address to audience. So that's Brianna's story. A glass of water, a moment of cruelty, and 24 hours that changed everything. But here's the question that matters. What would you have done? In that moment, when the water hit, when the manager smirked, when 50 people watched but nobody helped, would you have fought back? Would you have documented? Or would you have walked away in silence, swallowing your rage, accepting humiliation as the price of existing? Brianna's story teaches us 5 lessons. 1. Document everything. Your phone is your witness. Timestamps, recordings, screenshots, they turn your word against theirs into undeniable proof. 2. Know your worth. You don't need to justify your existence to anyone. Dignity isn't negotiable. It's not earned. It's inherent. 3. Strategic patience beats instant reaction every time. Brianna didn't yell, didn't scream, didn't throw anything back. She planned. And her calculated response was more devastating than any confrontation could ever be. 4. Power is about leverage, not volume. The loudest person in the room isn't the most powerful. The person with the most options is. The person who thinks 3 moves ahead is 5. Fight for systems, not just personal vindication. Brianna could have taken a settlement, stayed quiet, moved on. Instead, she restructured an entire industry. She fought so the next woman wouldn't have to. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to hear. Most of us won't have Brianna's resources. We won't be venture capitalists with billionaire fathers and Harvard MBAs. So what do we do when we face discrimination without that kind of power? We document anyway. We share our stories. We build community. We vote with our dollars. We refuse to stay silent. And we remember that even small acts of resistance create ripples. Every time you call out bias, even quietly, you're changing the culture. Every time you support businesses that treat people with dignity, you're voting for a better system. Every time you refuse to look away when someone's being humiliated, you're being Brianna in your own way. 3 questions for you. 1. Have you ever witnessed discrimination and stayed silent? What stopped you? What would you do differently now? 2. If you were in Brianna's position, with her power, her resources, what would you have done differently? Would you have been as strategic, as patient? 3. What's one thing you'll do this week to stand up for someone's dignity, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it costs you something? Drop your answers in the comments below. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's been made to feel invisible, someone who thinks they are powerless. Because here's the truth. You're more powerful than you think.